Hi, Repo Gadgets here. These are my ingredients that I'll be using. Twist it, so you can see. We'll put chopped onions, that's hamburger, a little bit of meatloaf seasoning. A little bit of meatloaf seasoning. Up there so you can actually see what I'm doing. Don't want to hurt the eggs too much. You add a little bit of celery salt, garlic powder, crushed red pepper, very little. You don't want to burn your mouth. Very little salt. Okay, crackers. I got the eggs in there. Just use 3 eggs. Bunches of crackers. So I didn't start you at the beginning, but had a little mishap right dead center of everything. And that sort of thing always happens, especially when you're on call as a hospice worker. I am not a doctor. I might say doctor's things, but I am not a doctor. I've been doing this caregiving thing for almost 15 years now, off and on, because I am hospice, so my clients die on me. My friends, I should say. Mostly everything I own is thanks to them. I haven't added anything except for the spices in this. This is just to use a little bit. Not too much. You don't want to turn your meal into a big old pile of goo when you take it out of the oven. You want it nice and stiff. Just enough crackers in there. And like I said, use very little of every spice that you use. You don't have to go overboard. Okay, what am I missing? Oh, man. Here's where it gets nasty. Very. Messy. This place isn't half like that. Put a little divot in the center. Wash my hands. Ouch, hot water. Ow. Hot water, hot. Okay, time for the A1 steak sauce. Just put a little bit over the top, just like that. Don't put too much. Too much and all you taste is the A1 steak sauce. Okay. Get this thing covered up. Put it in the oven. 45 minutes later, you're ready to eat. This is nasty. Okay, I am done with the ingredients except for this one. I'm going to be using that here in a second. And I've got to move the camera over here now to the stove. Get this situated so you can actually see inside the pan. Alright, well, right over here in the background, that's just boiling potatoes for mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm going to beef it up with my vegetable. I'm going to do stir-fried Mexican. Rice, that is. It's basic stuff. I don't follow the directions. I only use part of this and part of that. And I don't waste it. I always use it again because I got other rice. What I need is this spice that's in this box. Once again, I do not measure. Just a little bit. Too much will ruin everything. I use probably a quarter of this package. Put a little bit of salsa in it. Not too much. Don't want to overpower it. Okay, let's see. Go back in the fridge. Okay, I'm going to do a half a stick of butter. I don't have enough. Well, it's a quarter stick of butter. Get off it. These things are hard to open when they're frozen. Get that water boiling. My oven's at 350. The meat loaf's in there, cooked very nicely. I can smell it already. And this water takes a while for it to boil. Got the little lid right here. And try not to stir this very much, the rice. You'll ruin everything. Trust me. Unless it burns like this one. I have to stir this one because there's something wrong with it. The stove, that is, not the burner. There's nothing wrong with the burner. It's the stove itself. Something wrong with it. It's bent. Somebody sat on it, threw something at it. I don't know what's going on, but hey. I'm an electrician. I should know this sort of thing. Oh, and if I start talking like if I'm a doctor or something, I'm not. I'm a hospice caregiver. Specialty. I administer medicines, yes. I suggest medicines. Yeah, I can do that. But I cannot administer something that doesn't come from a doctor's orders first. End-of-life hospice. That's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But it's worth it. It really is. I've been doing it for 15 years now. I've been in and out of hospitals more than most doctors have. Basically, I am a doctor, except I don't have a license. I know all the procedures, I know all the symptoms, I know everything. And please, stop poisoning yourself with food. Constantly wash your hands. Make sure your refrigerator is at a decent temperature. And your freezer's at least 20 degrees. Just a little bit more. Turn it. Get that thing boiling fast. You can have any vegetable you want, but today I'm shaking it up with Mexican fried rice. People get tired of the boring old same old meatloaf with green beans, meatloaf with carrots, meatloaf with that and this and nah. Do something different. Throw something Mexican on the side. One time I did refried beans. Turned out to be a delicious meal. I'm going to cut this video short because I don't know how much memory I have on my memory card. It's not giving me any signals yet, but it could. Step away for a second. Oh, did you know the state of Oregon kicked me off of feeding the poor? They sure did. Because I was feeding them out of my house and not doing it the legal way, and not having my kitchen registered and all this, that, and the other. Guess what? I sneak it nowadays. I'll feed anybody that comes to my damn door. I don't care who it is or what they are. Fresh out of prison, you're getting food in your stomach. I am not going to watch you die from starvation. And I live poorly so I can live richly. Like this meal that I'm preparing right now. It's enough for 3 people, or 4, depending on your dietary thing, or how much you want to eat. This probably cost me, the whole thing, $4. The hamburger was the most expensive, but hey, gotta have it for meatloaf. It's like watching water boil. Oh. There's this one guy that I'm taking care of right now. He's probably got about a week left. It hurts, yeah. But it's got to be done. Make them happy as possible, whenever possible. simple little trick I just did. Keep it from boiling over. Just lift the lid, put it back, lift the lid, put it back. Easy, easy. Yeah, I probably won't boil over again, but there's no telling. Don't look like it. Well, tomorrow I'm going to simplify the hell out of the meal. Make it so simple that anybody can do it. Just warm something up, throw noodles in it, pretty much. Micronuke some vegetables. As you noticed, I don't walk away from the stove all that much. I've been cooking for so long, it doesn't bother me to wait for the water to boil. Spanish fried rice. Mexican fried rice, not Spanish. Mexican fried rice. Tastes way better. I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar to the rice as soon as it starts fluffing up. Just giving the potatoes a quick stir. Look done. Strain them out. Potatoes will stay hot for a good hour, so I'm not worried about the potatoes. Alright. Sounds like my girlfriend's home. I filled this place full of stinky goodness. Okay, I'll turn you down. Might look soupy, but it'll thicken up. Sometimes it sucks being a caregiver, especially when you know the person's going to die soon. I live poorly so I can live richly. That's my philosophy. I give everything of mine away. I don't have a TV. I have a computer, but I borrow it from my girlfriend. Oh, if it's hard to be a caregiver. Okay, time for vinegar. Got my stuff going nicely in there. Okay, I think I'm going to turn the camera off. You just keep fluffing and turning this until it dries out, looks dried out, and just fluff it just before you serve it. Okay, if you follow my directions on the meatloaf should come out absolutely perfect. It won't be dry, it won't be soggy, it will taste good. Just don't overdo on the salt. The crackers that you use will probably have salt in it, and the sodium count would be outrageous. And just keep doing that. It usually takes about 20 minutes, so that's 20 minutes from now. It takes about an hour to get everything prepared to serve it, that is. It won't be done for about 40 minutes after you start. don't get in a rush. There's no sense in it. So, you've seen another one of my meals. Hope you enjoy that YouTube and have fun. Please, have fun. Nothing's that bad.